turned up. I ain't smoking, but my homie in here burnt up. Yeah, I'm working on him, but he straight though. Couple girls tryna twerk it on me, wait, no. Hold up. Before you even roll up, I'm in here with my lady, can't you see me, man, I'm sold up. Man, I'm in here tryna celebrate a birthday. And you know I'm good and well, it's a work day. No matter, we still gon' kick it, and we ain't getting trippy. No Molly in Mississippi, ain't fighting nobody, ain't nobody said tripping.
Queen is going to come up and we're going to play a quick game and she is going to explain how it's all going to work. So here's Queen. Hey y'all.
Probably think I'm rolling, I'm just high on the spirit, bro. The only thing we poppin' is the truth. Y'all don't hear me though. They probably think I'm rolling, I ain't on nothing. They probably think I'm rolling, I ain't on nothing. They probably think I'm rolling, I ain't on nothing. But what I got you need to know about, cause homie, I'm turned. 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 Everybody slow motion, leaning off the potion. I tell them I'm straight, trying to keep my mind focused. Came 40 deep, clicked up, crew love. Got them looking at us crazy cause we so turned up. Yeah, homie, I'm turned. I'm turned.
Our speaker today, his name is Ali. He's our college administrator representative at UC Irvine and Concordia.
And today I just want to share something that I learned about a little over, almost 9 years ago. It was 8 years, 11 months, and 10 days ago. I got married to my beautiful wife. Unbelievable, gorgeous wife. Intelligent, she loves me, so that even makes her even more special. But my wife's a widow. Her husband had passed away of cancer. And while we were dating each other and all that kind of stuff, and I was trying to figure out what can I do to honor my wife and her deceased husband because I love my wife so much. So I was trying to figure out what I can do to honor her. And I tried figuring everything out, and eventually I made a decision that I'm going to run a marathon, and I'm going to raise money for cancer research, right? So I went from trying to figure out what I was going to do to the point that I made a decision that I was going to run the marathon. I signed up for the Arizona Rock and Roll Marathon. That was in 2008, January of 2008. I trained for it, made it up to 11 miles. Marathon's 26.2. When I got to my training to 11 miles, I strained my calf muscle. And this was 2 months before my wedding. Couldn't train anymore. Got married. Married life starts coming in. I move in with my wife. Marathon comes up, and I've never made it past 11 miles. And my calf's injured. A little bit. We fly to Arizona, kind of start warming up before the race, and it's like the old man race, right? You're kind of doing this kind of stretching a little bit. And I decided to go on the run. So my wife's qualified for the Boston Marathon, so she's an avid runner. I don't run. I've chased soccer balls all my life. I just can't run for the sake of running because I find no sense of pleasure and purpose behind it. But anyway, in honor of my wife's deceased husband, I choose to run. So I'm going on a nice little run, making my past mile 1, 2, 3, 4. At every mile marker, there's a concert, there's a band playing, so it's really exciting. We're going around the corner right at the 5 mile marker, and I feel somebody go ding, and I feel somebody like shot me in my calf. No one literally shot me in my calf, but I strained my calf. And I came up late, and I'm doing this kind of stuff, and I'm going, what's going on now? I got another 21 miles to run, and this is just 5, and I've raised $3,000 for cancer research. So I was faced with a dilemma now. I can quit, I can take a taxi, and I'd be cheating. I can cut corners, and that would be cheating. I would disqualify me for the race. Or I can do what would be the best thing to do at the moment and give my best. And give everything I can to finish that race. So I started, for the next 16.2 miles, this was my game. I ran like this the whole way. And I was miserable. My hip, everything was hurting. My wife had to stop and stretch me all the time. Eventually, I see the finish line, right? I get to the finish line, and I step over the line, and I'm done. So now you see, I want an experience. I was looking for something to do in honor of my wife's deceased husband. I made the decision. Then there was a time where I actually trained and did the race, and then the race came to an end. And as soon as the race came to an end, now it's just like a split-second decision, and I go past the finish line, there's somebody there with a medal, and everyone's cheering. It took me 5.5 hours to finish it. The winners had already showered, eaten, and gone out. I'm still running, but I finished, but there was still a celebration. And you ask me why I'm telling you this story. Because I realized that those 5 steps, right? Exploration, inception, the actual experience, culmination, the celebration fall into every bracket of your life. Right now, the majority of you are looking for colleges. You're going through the experience of experiencing, trying to figure out what college you want to go to. Eventually, you're going to make a decision what college you're going to go to, right? That's a decision-making process. Then you're going to actually step on campus and be a student. Maybe at UCI, maybe at Concordia where I serve as an FCA rep, maybe somewhere else. Eventually, you're going to get your degree. That's when you shake the president's hand, you get your degree and you're done. And after that, it's a big party, right? You go home with family, everyone's celebrating and all that beautiful stuff. And you get to enjoy, you put your little diploma in a plaque, you put it in your office wall, and you enjoy it. Now, here's the crazy thing. That not only applies to every part of your life, right? It applies to your faith life as well. With one caveat. And let me go there with you. I was raised a Muslim. I was born in Iran and raised a Muslim. I had a dad who loved me to death, a mom who loved me to death, and a brother that I idolized. When I was 13 years old, my brother, who was 13 years older than me, he died in a car accident, which absolutely shattered me and made me fear death. At 16, I started drinking because I wanted to be popular. I joined a crowd of people that drank, and I went from no one liking me to being the most popular person, and still playing high school soccer in Europe. I came to the States, started playing college soccer. Top 25 team in the country in Division II in Indiana. Rocking and rolling, social life's just crazy. I'm the big party guy, hooking up left and right because I'm the foreigner who had an accent at the time right after I came to the States, right? And I was an athlete, and it was feeding my ego. After my career ended, which destroyed me because everything I was at that point was the party guy who played soccer, I became the party guy who coached. And that became my lifestyle for a long time. In 1996, my dad died. I flew back to see him in the hospital. I come to find out that his liver gave out because he was an alcoholic. And it broke my heart. 9 months later, my mom died. Absolutely destroyed me. Now I'm trying to figure out what's the purpose of life. So I go into that exploration phase, right? I'm trying to figure out who God is. I look at every single faith system there is, right? And every single faith system there is, the exception of one, gives you rules. You've got to do X, Y, and Z to finish the race to possibly be able to celebrate, right? Just when I got hurt in that marathon, I couldn't take a taxi. I couldn't take a shortcut. I couldn't get a pass to go over the end line. I had to follow rules. I couldn't get a piggyback ride. I couldn't get a taxi. There's nothing I could do. I had to follow rules. But this is what I found out when I was at my wit's end, trying to find out who God was. This is what I found out, that I was made by God, I was made for God, and I was going back to God. And that going back to God kind of freaked me out because I was like saying, what do I need to do to get right with God? There has to be a process. I'm a coach, I'm a player. Everything I've done has been according to a set of rules. And this is the greatest news that I heard. That God's got a plan for me to give me peace, hope, and a future. And that's what I always wanted. And that He'll reveal Himself to me if I search with Him for all my life. That was one great thing because I wanted a purpose here. And the other purpose that I found out, that if I put my faith in this Jesus guy, right, I'll have eternal life. And that's what John 3:16 says, right? For God so loved Ali that He gave His only Son, that if Ali believes in Him, he should not perish and have eternal life. So I started studying more and trying to figure out what this was all about. And trying to figure out the rules and regulations of trying to be a follower of Christ. And this is the one message that I hope just sits in your heart, whether you're a follower of Christ, if you're not, or if you're still in the exploration stage in your faith walk, is this. This is what Ephesians 2:8-9 says. For by grace you have been saved through faith. And this is not your own doing. It is a gift of God, not a result of works, so that no one may boast. Think about it. It's not about what I do that gets me right with God. Because if it was about everything we did, could you imagine what heaven would be like? We'd be sitting there just bragging on ourselves. Look at me, I did this. Look at me, I did that. Look at me, I did this. And honestly, I don't want to be in that kind of heaven. Because there's nothing more annoying than a bunch of self-centered people talking about themselves. And that's the awesomeness of God, of the God of the Bible. That He doesn't want that. He just wants you. Not based on anything that you've done but everything that Jesus did on the cross. So I came to find out that if I believed that came to earth as God, totally human, lived a perfect life, went through all the temptations and struggles that every single one of us go through, and lived a perfect life, that he was okay and willingly took the punishment on the cross. He got scourged, he got crucified, he died, he was buried, and he was resurrected. That if I believe that from the bottom of my heart, then I'm right with God. Right? Romans 10:9-10 says this: if you believe in your heart that Jesus is Lord and confess it that he rose, that you're right with God.
Check it. Look at me, I'm all the way turned up. I ain't smoking, but my homie in here burnt up. Yeah, I'm working on him, but he straight out. Couple girls tryna twerk it on me, wait, no.